Hi everybody. So, working on the tail cone, and that means bulkheads. So, from what it looks like to me, the chapter on the tail cone starts with working on the very back bulkhead, which includes the tie down, which we've previously done in a previous video. And then you do basically just back to front all the bulkheads first. And so this is the second to back bulkhead. Nothing really spectacular about it. It too is a two-piece. So the back two are two-piece bulkheads with a backwards and forwards facing rib, which are riveted together. The third one technically isn't. We'll see that one in a little bit. But so here I am just doing a little deburring. It's funny because my neighbor, I say my neighbor, my hangar neighbor has a P-35 Bonanza, beautiful plane. And so I bring this bulkhead, the one that I'm working on right now. I bring this one over because I'm fiddling around with it while I'm working on it. And I'm walking around and I bring it over and he happens to have his tail cone off. His tail cone being the tiny little, I don't mean the whole tail cone. I mean just like the very end with the light, with his nav strobe. And my bulkhead that I'm working with right there, that's the same size as the very tail end bulkhead of his plane. And I'm like, I know I'm only building a two-place plane as opposed to a four-place. And technically his has the fifth seat, but he took it out in the back. And, you know, I love vans, but just sometimes it feels like I'm making a Tonka toy. You know, the two-place plane. I know it's not because there's a 25-gallon fuel tank sitting on my table right next to me, right? It's not a small thing. But just when you look at the majesty of a beautiful Bonanza, and you're like, this is a gorgeous plane done with decades of hard engineering work and time, you know, testing and mistakes and learning curves and all that. And I'm building something that carries two people. Not quite as beautiful. Now let's all put that in perspective. You know, I mean, I love vans. Vans are gorgeous airplanes, but that Bonanza, man, that thing is just, you know, those are beautiful airplanes. Of course, then I just remember I take solace in the fact that mine will go faster than his. Plus, mine's not 55 years old, and I don't have to worry about it breaking down all the time. Plus, the close tolerance bolts for his ailerons cost like $5.56 a piece and cost, you know, $45 for an A&P to put in. Anyway, so here I am working on. Okay, so those big. So there's two big attach pieces of aluminum that I'm working on. And those get riveted onto those to the bulkheads, and that's where you get the attachment for the empennage. Horizontal stabilizer will be attached back there. Oh, there's Izzy. Izzy's one of our CFI's dogs, and I was watching him, and then she ran off. Um, so those big pieces of metal, those things are like, you know, at least an eighth of an inch thick, and it's one of those strips where after it's pressed, it's got to get straightened. So you go to the vise, you straighten it out, but also those pieces, they're not all clad, and they have that transparent film on them. Anyone that's built a vans probably has run through this. So those big pieces of metal, well, you look at them and you're like, oh, this is just bare metal, but it's not. It's got a tiny protective film on it that's damn hard to get off. And then once you get off, it is left sticky residue all over, so you have to acetone the shit out of it just to get the rest of the residue off. So that's my gripe about doing it. That's my gripe with these, with all these. And of course, because it's non-all clad, it has to be primed. So yeah, this day. So this video and the next three videos were all done in the same day. I got about 10 hours of work done on Friday, and that's when this was. Today's Monday, so this was last Friday. And you'll notice that the date is correct. I'm trying to be better at that. I can't promise anything, but I am trying. So anyway, we're just going to be doing bulkhead stuff all day. So I will see you soon.